Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. Firstly, apologise for the noise in the background. It's the cooker hood. James making some soup downstairs, making a bit of a racket. And yeah, this is the FM transmitter board that I made in a kit form. And I thought, yeah, I really need to make myself a receiver for the same frequencies. And there's also a kit you can buy for an FM receiver, and it's a little bit bigger than the other bit of kit, but it comes with battery holder and the relevant bits and one thing and another. Again, it didn't come with any instructions, but there's plenty of videos already on YouTube putting these together, and it's fairly straightforward because the items are marked on the board, like the switches. Right, that's a switch there, and it can only go in one place, but there's one, two, three, there's 5 of them, so there's 5 places for the switches along there. The headphone socket, or 3.5mm jack socket, can only go in one place. The header here can only go in one place, and the resistors are all the same value, so they can go in. The capacitors are marked, so I can fit those. And the diodes, there's 2 diodes, so as long as you know what those components are, it's quite easy to assemble. The only drawback there is with this kit is one of the components is called surface mount, which is this little one here, and you can see how small it is. It's got to be mounted there. Now, normally surface mount has to be assembled with specialised equipment, and I haven't got that equipment, so I'm going to have to do it by hand. So that can be quite challenging, because most of the other components are what's called through hole, and it's through hole plated, so you poke the wires through the hole and you solder them on the back. But with a surface mount, you solder on the surface, and you can see they're very close together. But I did watch a video somebody else done of how to do it, and he used some blue tack to hold the board steady enough to solder that in, and that's the first thing to be soldered. So I will attempt it today to put it together. Now, the guy I watched on YouTube making one of these receivers held the circuit board down with blue tack or white tack, so it didn't move when you soldering the IC. I've just realised I can't find ours. So what I've done, I've put a piece of sellotape each side on the circuit board just to stop it moving. So I'm hoping that will be enough for me to be able to solder the leads. I've just managed to solder this corner and that corner, and my soldering iron is quite large, so it's a bit tricky. But I'll have a go at doing all the other wires now. Sorry about the focus on this camera, it's not very good. But what I've done now is I've soldered all the wires, I've inspected it with this glass, and I've used a paintbrush and a dry paintbrush to brush anything out that might be bits of solder between the pins and the board. One tip with sellotape: if you sellotape the board down onto a flat surface, if you touch it with a soldering iron, it mucks your soldering iron up. You have to clean your soldering iron. Now the resistors are all the same value, which read 10k, 10 kilo ohms. And a small tip for you: what I do is, rather than pull the wires out of this sticky sleeving, I snip them off. And that way, when you poke them through the holes, you don't get any of the glue from this tape. So you cut them off like that, and then it's just a matter of inserting them in the board in the relevant R positions. There's R1, R3, R4, R2, and I haven't got a camera stand, so I'm having to stop and start the camera. So the resistors are in now, there's 4 of them. poking through from the top. You solder them and you cut the wires off. Right, the resistors are soldered now. It's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the switches, which are these, and they snap into the board. You can't easily get them wrong. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches. They are power on and off, volume up and down, and the seek up and down, and they're going in next. I don't know whether I can show you. I just go in like that and push them into the hole. Alright, now we have the switches in. So hopefully you can see them there. Next thing I'm going to do is the big connector. It goes on this end, which is the 3.5mm stereo jack socket, which goes to the headphones or the audio out, and that's my next job. But that's simple. It's just put it through the pins and solder it from the back. Now the capacitors are next, which are these, and they are polarised. There's a plus and minus on them, and normally the shorter wire is the minus or the negative, and there's also a white band on the side, and the board is marked with a little plus symbol. See if I can get that in with holding it. Okay, that's going in, and it's just a matter of pushing it through. So the minus symbol is closest to the socket for the headphones. Okay, the board's coming quite nicely. I've hit a problem, and the problem is the capacitors. Because I've got a circuit diagram, I don't know which one goes where, so I'm going to have to watch another YouTuber's video to work out where the capacitors go. So I'll have to do that next. That's the board fully assembled. The light's not very good in here, so apologies. Battery holder connected and a length of aerial. One tip I have for you, if you're doing this in a house, make sure these bits of sharp wire you cut off are disposed of properly, because if they get in the carpet, they're a flipping nightmare to stick in the bottom of your feet. Now I've got connected to these speakers, Bluetooth speakers. I'll switch it on.
Line in mode.
There we go, I just switched it on. And we'll switch on, see what happens. Oh, we have a hiss. Let's turn the volume down on the speaker. Right, now there's volume up, volume down. I don't know how you do it. Press the seat button.
With pain and shame as she cut him out of his soiled underwear.
Blimey.
A quiet man, given to reading books she would
It's
never
working.
read. Now we stand close.
Blimey. Blimey. I didn't expect it to work that quick. Well, that's it. It works with headphones, and it's quite loud, which is quite good on headphones. There must be an amplifier in that chip. It retains its memory while it's still connected to batteries while it's switched off, but if you remove the battery it loses its memory.
There's conviction that education.
The wig returned.
The Minister said that while it was early days in the investigation, it was
Just changing the seek.
But the Labour Mayor of London
Of course, be filling your ears with
And the
lots of
volumes
marvelous
work
films
really well. That's down.
like this.
That's
Hans
up.
Zimmer and Nick Glennie Smith.
That really works well. Switch it off. Don't want to get copyright. So that little circuit board works extremely well. Gosh, I am impressed with that. It's through my Bluetooth speaker, but it's got a 3.5mm jack line input on it as well. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.